My idea here is cake stands. And so they'll be able to swivel like that. I've got quite a few of them. It was close to 20 years ago now when a storm blew down a few black walnut trees on the farm. And because Dad knew the superior quality of black walnut, he took those trees and had them milled out into mostly 1-inch thick slabs. Took means he chainsawed the trees up into usable logs and dragged those logs with a tractor up to the farmhouse, maybe a half a dozen trips. Then he loaded them onto a trailer and took them to a local lumber mill. Then, of course, he had to go get the milled wood and put it all in the barn. His plan was to use the lumber in a cabin he was building up at the pond. Unfortunately, a stroke foiled his plans halfway through the cabin build. So that black walnut has been sitting in the barn this whole time. I've been nibbling at the edges of Dad's walnut supply for a few years now, making mostly cutting boards, which eventually evolved into other things. Other things like, well, after seeing a Lazy Susan type centerpiece on my brother-in-law's dining room table, I added a swivel device to one of my cutting boards. You know what they say, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. And then I started seeing cool-looking cake stands on the Great British Baking Show. And then I started imagining making my own cool-looking cake stands from my spinning cutting boards. Then I started imagining someone walking up to Prue and Paul holding one of my cool-looking cake stands. Anyways, that's the story of my cake stands. I haven't reached out to the Great British Baking Show just yet. That's next.